chill vibes here. Benji vibing out, Savage vibing out, and Lechi vibing out.
That's a much different vibe than they're used to before. We saw the boxing matches that went on time and time again, but now Dooms is completely uncontested, and Savage and formerly Atlantis, Lechi, you can see Atlantis actually shutting down operations. Big loss for the EU scene going on there. Lechi now still repping till the end as they're going to continue to try and push forward and establish themselves as the top trio that they are.
You're going to have to wipe the sweat off your brow because that is the intensity that we're talking about here in day one of heats. And this is my pick right here, right now, Sundown. iDrop, Vettel, Stursix. Yes, these are not common household names, so to speak, but I really like the performance in week one, the week one of qualifiers. They could have stood out to me. They did really well on the low ground. As you see, Mongrel, Flick, iDrop, Lynx Trios won 12 of their 36 games in qualifiers. Everybody that's been watching, everyone that's played Fortnite competitive, that's tried a Cash Cup, that's tried a Platform Cup, that's tried a Wild Wednesday, no, it's just so nice to see points early on. And that is what we're seeing here of Martine, Luca, and Core. And they're just right now jockeying for positioning, looking for an opportunity to get those tags. And right now, it's a stalemate right now, Sundown.
And they're fighting off against 80, Eon, and Nipsey, trying to find space to get 80 on the knock right away. Good follow-up from Core. Finds a 67 tag there. Gets the shot through. Luca gets the finish over on the side, so good job getting that first point over. Don't forget, each elimination is a point into the box right away. They're going to find that, and that's all three down. 3 points going over right away to them. They'll have all the space, the mats from the eliminations, and then also the ability to hit that upgrade bench. So they're in a good spot, but right as I say that, you see another trio creeping on in, trying to get use of that upgrade bench. But we're going to hop on over here to one of the top trios in the region, if not the world, Sancho.
It's unbelievable to think that you have probably the most debatable drop spots in this season. Doom's Domain and Stark Industries POI here.
Week after week, we've seen players go over, try and contest them, and it's not running well. Here was one of the contested spots we saw. There was actually another one over at Logjam, but huge shot coming out from Lons there with the snipe over in Sweaty Sands, trying to resolve this as the storm ends up coming through. They're going to try and swarm over onto Swaps and prevent him from going down, but the crash pad comes out right away. Quasavi into the box, not able to find the shots through the ramp yet, but going to push forward. Versa going down there. That's 2 down so far, and I have to think they're going to convert on this 1v3. But right after I say that, Nito gets picked up and a little sloppy there. Can't really end up going down there. They'll have time to reboot, but it's just going to be an excess drain on the resources, Sancho.
Absolutely. The investment into that, as you're seeing now, they're eating Storm. If you're going to have somebody land in your POI, you're going to have to wrap that up so quickly. Wrap it up, B, as fast as possible, because you're going to have to beeline your way into the safe zone. And that is the dangers of having these outer outskirts POIs. So you get inside a box, you're not going to box dive against one, you're going to box dive up against a strong trio.
And the thing to note, too, as you can see, Cartoon and the M10 duo trying to get a little bit aggressive here. As soon as people realize that you're the one under threat of Storm Surge and you have to get aggressive, those AR shots and the medium bullets are going to rain down. iDrop, though, sees the player try and crash pad in, and that's what happened. Box to box right away. Puts them in the pincer trap. They don't need spike traps. Instead, they drop 2 down and mince meat right away. The M10 player is getting taken out. Ozil's not going to be happy with that one, as now Cartoon is going to be forced to run away, and nope, he's going to get taken out.
Once it gets in zone 5, it's going to be half in and half out. Half in the safe, half in the storm. And then 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all full rotating. That's the chaos. So Sundown mentioned all these trios are going to do their best to hold on to that utility, hold on to that mobility, hold on to all that heals and HP as much as possible, because you're going to need it for those full rotating circles. And that is when usually we get into the placement points. Top 17 start racking up those placement points. And as you're seeing right here, Lechi, Benji, all trying to get this job done right here, right now, considering they haven't technically, they only qualified through the series accumulation points. They got in through technicality always. I want to say that because getting in with the top 15 shows you that you're a dominant trio, and we know this is a dominant trio. I get that. But you know they wanted to go into the top 15. You know they want to get in the top 1. You know they want to have that social media post to show the world that they're not to be messed with, and they haven't got that yet, Sundown.
Yeah, and I'm very confused because Savage has nothing in his inventory. He has 4 builds. They have no eliminations. I think they probably got pressured by Storm Surge and weren't able to actually pick up elims and just got the bare minimums. So now they're being forced to go into the box. However, everyone's down but Savage. Let's see, able to convert onto one, just barely gets the siphon as he's through, and that's it. they're all gone. The trio who they were fighting as well is going to then be lobby focused from the side. That's Kirby, Sammy, and Dennis. And now it's just a bunch of loot over there. But Benji and co, uncontested Dunes, game number 1, a little bit of a fumble-rooski there, really dropping the bag, leaving everything on the table. And now we're going to see who's going to be able to capitalize on that. It's game number 1. I'm not overly stressed about it, particularly as you said, they don't always get the best of reps, but Benji and Savage in particular are almost notorious for their slow starts and then being able to have strong back halves. So I think if it was any other one of those top trios, I'd be a little bit more concerned than if it was them. Not to say I'm not concerned, but right now I'm a little bit more concerned for Fast Strokey and co as they're getting taken down. And again, another wave of action driven by the reveal of that 5th zone. You can see it in the southwest corner of the map, and then also Storm Surge forcing teams to get in and get pressure on each other. That's Fadil and his trio now being taken down to just the recent signing by the new org centric there. That's Kylie.
And we're going to take a peek at height right now, and I think an E11 player is at the height at the moment, and in trios, that is usually the best opportunity. Zone 6-7, you're going to see the fight for height, but now we're on jumping board with eye drop. Oh my goodness, so far you dropped 2 bodies right in front of us, and you're gonna get a 3rd right here and right now. The conversion, 2 points right then and there. And iDrop, who's been such a long time competitive player, Savage's duo is making a strong case right now, but he has to do it without Vettel, as now it's only up to Stir6 and iDrop to keep that trio story going.
And iDrop with the bot, but unfortunately, as you said, Vettel going down there and Stir6 completely out of utility. We saw them on one side of the zone. We're going to pan on over and see what the action's happening on the low side. Backup board here with Yuki, Morix, and Mateo. We had seen them pressure out Fastroki and be able to pick up the elimination. Didn't look like they were able to find the 3rd there, though, onto the centric player. So they're the ones who are pulling priority on the zone. They have 3 shockwaves, but with the amount of builds in Yuki's inventory, I'm not sure they necessarily have the utility that's going to enable them to go for height. What they're looking for right now is probably either a quick shockwave play to burst onto the trio above them, or they're waiting for an ambush because they don't really have the ability to go super early. And yep, they're looking to set up the shockwave right now.
Here he goes, and you're seeing all the other names. Seventor, who literally just got in, I believe, the last top 15 in the last qualifier, week 3. And now here's the rotation. These are the dangerous parts of the trios. It's a little bit messy, especially when you have to throw a bare shockwave into the corner. And now Yuki and Mateo and Morix have to find a way together. Yes, there it is, that magnetizing force, the love of the trios to bring them all together, Sundown.
And you can see, don't forget the placement threshold coming through. We have our top 17 trios just ticking over. So every single trio that drops from here on out will grant a point to the rest of the lobby. And then once you get into the top 3, you get a little bit of bonus points. 3rd will get +2, 2nd gets +4, and then the winner gets an additional +5. So 11 placement points coming through for the top 3, 14 for everyone else. And Morix getting picked up there. Mateo able to pick up an elimination to get the 1 point back. But it looks like we're going to stay on board here with Yuki, who's set up to make some plays. EU has long been the place of the Lone Ranger of the course. However, first shockwave puts him in a real awkward level. Second shockwave, though, finds a huge shot on an exponential. That's an instant drop. Seventor is going to be the second one back to back there from Yuki, but out of shockwaves, out of utilities, only has builds on the backside of his zone. Going to find a 3rd, find some floppers as well, and he had to get that flopper, but I don't think he'll find enough to get in zone. Just as I say that, 3 shockwaves, but he misses the angle. He's going to go down, but a good effort pushes him up for additional placement points as well. So stealing 7 points, but that is an E11 player up top. You can see Ficken up there as well. His trio has complete control of this lobby right now, Sancho.
Absolutely, and you're seeing the chaos down below as it's all getting unfolded right in front of us at the moment. It is a battle between mid ground and low ground at the moment, but Thomas and Anas are trying their best at holding on the ultimate low as Flick has been confirmed. So out he goes. So it's going to be a duo rest of the ride here as Thomas is really down to the HP, down to the sliver, but this is where you could rack up so many elims. But we've seen this as well, Sundown. When a trio gets separated, it just becomes a solo show, and now they kind of converge all together.
But Thomas had it down previously and he was waiting for the siphon to come out. Crash pad off the side from Anas. We've talked about this trio and their clutch factor coming through. These are the 2 who generally clutch. And right away, Anas finds a huge one on the edge. And now they have priority zone. They also have medkits, which means they're going to be able to play this late game scenario better than pretty much anybody who has less than 2 floppers. So right now you can see racking up the elims as well. It's what they do best, already pushing forward to 9. However, Flixie and Co. completely uncontested up on the high ground, just raining down shots as we push in. Top 6 now going on as Tayson finally ticks over.
And Mongrel is still alive, but Mongrel is battling it out in the mid-ground, picks up multiple elims. Mongrel is popping off, and Nas Thomas on the low, trying to navigate the elevation that is iDrop picking elims, but it is a story on height right now. Yes, on height wins the games, but so many points are being racked up by iDrop. Mongrel making a play for height all by himself. Oh my goodness, Mongrel gets a good tag. We're jumping back down to Nas and Thomas right now, looking really good, looking really healthy. They have the material as iDrop finally drops Mongrel in the elim feed, but this they could do it. Sundown and Nas and Thomas, it looks like they're doing it. They have the momentum.
It's a 3v2v1, and the thing is, the people on height were up there for so long. They have to be out of builds. They had the priority low ground. This is the med kit I was talking about. Anas already had 3 damage. He's going to start popping it right now, which means Thomas is going to be let loose to try and find the eliminations. You can see Anas in the storm. Flixie, Zini laning down shots from the side. Anas now, we're almost into full close. Still has another med kit though as the 9th zone is coming through. He's dropping down. Only 9 builds left now as Height still has it, but Zini gets knocked down. Anas gets a second knock. It's all going to come down to Flixie versus Anas, and Flixie gets thrown off of high ground into the zone. He's out over in the zone. Anas has priority unless he has enough heals to continue ticking over. You can see him out there right now utilizing the chug splashes, trying to go to full heal. Here's the fight. Anas picks it up. Become legends. Anas, 13 eliminations. We talked about their clutch factor. We talked about how good my prediction was.
Heading into game number 2, take a look. We got the Victor Royale. Don't forget, that's worth a meaty 25 points. Now, here's where things kind of get a little bit interesting as we kind of move to 2nd and 3rd. Shy, Vettel iDrops to Stir 6, 3rd place, 11 eliminations.